Nurse Catherine here, and today we are going to be talking about resume building. I cannot stress the importance of having a good resume. This is what the employer is going to see to have their first impression of you. A piece of paper with some letters. That's it. It is so important to have an impressively built resume. All right, so let's jump into it. First, do you even have the requirements that they're asking for? If it's a no, do not apply. Do not waste their time. Do not waste your time. If you do, awesome. Go for it. Apply for the job. All right, so secondly, do your research about the employer. What is their mission statement? Do you agree with the mission statement? What qualities are they looking for in an employer that you possess? What are their cultures and values? Do they line up with your culture and value? Is it something that you see yourself working in? If it's a yes, awesome. Go for it. Apply for the job. If no, move on. There's plenty of nursing jobs out there. Okay, so you found a job that you wanted to apply for. Awesome. This is wonderful. You found a match for you. Do not put all your eggs in one basket, though. I have seen so many people do that. So you have this position you found. You're going to want to make one resume for them. You're going to look for another position somewhere else or even in the same hospital. Do not send the same resume to the other position that you have found. And this is why. So there is this thing called ATS, Application Tracking Software. Your resume is sent through that even before it sees a nurse recruiter or a manager's desk. Through ATS, Application Tracking Software, it pulls out keywords from the job posting and the facility's mission statement that match to your resume. So it is so important to change each and every resume off of the job postings. The higher the keywords match from your resume to the tracking software that somebody put in there, the higher your score is for ATS, and the more likely your resume will end up on the nurse recruiter's desk or the nurse manager's desk. So before we get into format, let's talk more about ATS. ATS is designed, like I said, to pull the keywords out of your resume that match what that nurse recruiter put in the software. So if you have graphics, if you have colored font, if you have pictures, if you have tables, if you have glitzy, glammy fonts and all these unrecognizable things for a computer to see, your application, your resume, will not make it through the process. So it is so important to follow these next steps when making your resume. So for all new nurses and for nurses with less than 10 years experience, you are going to follow the reverse chronological format. This is the most highly recommended format for any nurse, and I just suggest this to everyone to follow for their format. All right, grab a notepad, open up your resume, print out your resume, take some notes. We're going to start at the very top, go all the way down, and let's build your resume. All right, here we go. Contact information. Big name at the top. Make it bold, make it easy on the eye to see, and make it the biggest lettering on the page. Underneath that, you are going to put your city and your state. You do not need your entire address on that line for security reasons. Underneath that, you are going to put your cell phone number, an email address, a good email address, a professional email address, nothing that you had back in 6th grade for your Xanga account. Underneath that, you can even put a social media platform that you have. If you have a LinkedIn account, put that there for nursing. If you have a nursing blog, if you have a nursing YouTube account, if you have a nursing Facebook, if you have a nursing Instagram, that is professional, you can put that on there. That'll make your resume more personable for you, and that will separate you from the others. Next, you may ask the question, do you need a professional summary or an objective statement? Absolutely not. You do not. So many people get this wrong. I have taken an entire semester class on resumes and interviews. And in nursing school, I also took a class about resumes. So you do not need this, especially if you are a brand new nurse. An objective statement is what you probably have more so heard. Everybody's applying for the same job. Everyone's objective statement is going to be the same. You might as well just leave it off your page. It's just added words on there that, quite frankly, somebody does not want to read. So yeah, please do not put this on. If you feel like you truly want to put one on, you can go online, look at some nursing pages and see what they suggest. But what I'm saying to you and what I have learned through my experience and the research I have done, you do not need this on your resume. You may have also seen some resumes that list skills. If you are going into a specific field of nursing that requires specific skills, list those on your resume. That is important to have there. That is also put into the ATS system to find those skills that they have put in their software to match onto your resume. That is important. But if you're going into general medical surgical nursing like I have, I did not need to list any skills on my resume. So unless you are going into a specialty that requires special skills, do not have a skills section at the top of your resume. Let's jump into your first header, experience. You are going to want to make this your first area on your resume. You could call it experience or you could call it professional experience. Do not clam up these names. ATS cannot read glitzy glammy names that don't correlate to what they have put in their software. So you have that there, it's bolded, it's big, it's underlined. Underneath that, you are going to put the position that you held. So mine would be registered nurse 3 because I'm a 3rd level nurse. After that, I am going to put the specialty. So I work in medical surgical nursing. So I'm going to put medical surgical, comma, my employer's name and where we are located. Underneath that, bulleted, no more than 6 bullets, you want to put if you're a tier 1 hospital, if you are magnet recognized, did you receive a DAISY award? Did you benefit your unit at all or benefit your employer at all? So I came up with an call bell scripting system, so I have that on my resume. So what did you do for your unit or your job that will make you stand out from all of those other people who are applying? To go further into that, you also will want to put the type of charting system you use. So at the hospital I work at, we use Epic electronic charting. Some ATS systems will look for Epic on your resume. So that would be another key point there that they have put in their software that will make your score higher to end up on the manager's desk. So make sure you put the type of charting system that you used. Is your hospital, like I said, magnet recognized? Are you part of a council? I'm part of a council called RBC, Relationship Based Care. It's for the patients and for our employee satisfaction. Put those things on there. That's what people want to see. That's what a nursing recruiter wants to see. That's what HR wants to see. They want to see what you have done for the facility or what you have done for your employer, whether it be outside of a hospital or even working as a waitress. Have you had people come back working as a waitress that are always wanting to sit in your section? Write that on there. That will take you apart from everybody else. Yes, we can all say we're a team player, we're hardworking. Everybody's going to have that on their resume. They know everyone's going to put that. But what have you done to make that employer better? What have you done to make that facility better? Put those things on. That's what they want to see. The next section underneath your experience is going to be your education. Under your education tab, you do not need to put your high school degree. We all have completed high school to even move on to nursing school. So please do not put this on there. Under your educational degree, you're going to want to say the degree you had. So the first school that I went to, it was actually only a diploma program. So I put diploma, the name of the school, and the city of the school. Underneath that, I put the awards that I had been recognized for in school, the councils that I have sat on, the conferences that I have gone to. I went to the state conference in Pennsylvania, then I went to the national conference down in Orlando, Florida. So list those things underneath there. That's what they want to know. How involved were you while you were in your education? But above that, I put my bachelor's degree. I put Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, then followed that is the acronym BSN. Some ATS software may look for the words BSN, or they may look for the words Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. So put both of them on there. Always put the longest one first though, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, followed by BSN, the school you obtained that degree from, and where that was. Mine was online, so I did not need to put Utah for where I went to my online school. So a big mistake that a lot of people make is putting the years that you attended school. Age discrimination does happen in nursing. So do not put the years that you attended school or multiple schools on your resume. They could ask you that during your interview, but do not allow them to age discriminate against you even before they get the chance to meet you. So following that is the next section of your resume of licensure and certification. This is going to follow the same format as your education or the degrees that you have held. So you are going to put your license, registered nurse, followed by the acronym if you would like, followed by the state where you hold that license, followed by your license number and the expiration date. A lot of people miss this on their resumes. They don't feel like they need it, but this is public information. Anybody could look up anybody's license number. So put it on your resume so the employer does not have to. Then also for certifications, you want to put your certification, what it certifies you in, the years of experience or the years that you have held that certification, and who accredited that certification to you. The next section following that is memberships. That's your next heading. So underneath there, are you involved with SNAP? That was the Student Nurses Association of Pennsylvania. Are you involved with the National Student Nurses Association? Put those things underneath memberships. That would be awesome. That makes you stand out from those other people who are not. If you already are a nurse, are you a part of the Medical Surgical Nurses Association? If there is an oncology association, if there's an ICU association, all of those things what you would want to put on your resume to help you stand out from everybody else who is also applying for this job. The last section on your resume you want to be your volunteer experience, and this is important. I have heard from many sources and from doing my research that this can make you stand out from the other person if you're in a battle between the position of the job, just by volunteering. So please, please, please go out there, find volunteer opportunities, and do it. Do it, do it, do it. It is so important to have this. Your employer wants to see that you're engaged with the community. If you are applying to a faith-based organization, they want to see that you're involved with your church. They want to see that you're involved with the community. So go out there and do something. If you don't have volunteer experience, it is okay, but I do strongly encourage you to go out there and find volunteer opportunities. It will help you personally grow, but it also help you on your resume. Okay, so let's recap everything top to bottom. Here we go. You are going to put your resume in reverse chronological order. Your headers are going to be experience or professional experience, education, licensure certifications, memberships, then volunteer experience. Do not make these names fancy. Do not glam them up. The ATS system does not always recognize glitzy heading names. Make them bold but not too big and chunky. You can underline headers, make them capitalized to stand out. Do not let your resume be any longer than 2 pages. Keep it easy on the eye. Keep a lot of white space in your resume. Have 1-inch margins on all sides. Your name should be big and eye-catching. Your contact information does not need to be fully there. Remember, you do not need to put your street address on there, just the city and state. Make sure this section is not placed in the header and footer as well, as ATS cannot read this area on a resume. Insert a double line to break your name apart from everything else, and you can also insert double lines underneath your headers. Mine should pop up here for you. You can see how I break mine apart. So there are so many templates out there on how nursing resumes should look. You can buy nursing resumes or you can make it yourself. Remember, there are things that ATS does not comprehend. Use an easy font. Use Times, Arial, or Calibri. Do not use any text that is smaller than 12-point font. Remember, do not add graphics, do not add different colored fonts, and use only black bullet points. Do not use black arrows, do not use the colored bullet points, only the small round dot black bullet points. Also, do not upload your resume as a PDF, as some of the ATS tracking systems cannot read PDF files. There are so many templates out there on how nursing resumes should look or what you should do. You can buy them online, you can make your own. Personally, I made my own in nursing school and also had the help of others to review it. Make sure you're always having at least 2 to 3 people double check your spelling and grammar. If you have one mistake on your resume, this can cost you that position of intent. So like I said, resumes are extremely important to have 100% accuracy. I would be more than willing to take a look at your resume and help you and provide feedback for you personally. But please make sure to subscribe to my channel before doing that. You can email me your resume and I will take a look, but I will only be reviewing resumes for those of you who have subscribed. Thank you all so much for watching today, and please stay tuned for Friday's video on nursing portfolios.